The Magic Shop. In a distant land, there was a country with a valley nestled between lush green hills, covered with a blanket of white snow in winter and colorful wildflowers in spring. A small stream ran through the middle of this valley, known as the Enchanted Valley. The valley got its name from an intriguing shop and the events that took place there. The shop, famous throughout the country, was called the Magic Shop. The owner of the Magic Shop was an old man with white hair and a long white beard. The shop also served as his home, so from the outside, it looked just like a house. With green-framed windows on 3 sides, the building was entirely made of wood, and one entered through a veranda. As soon as you stepped inside, you found yourself in a spacious room filled with fascinating items. A large library, shelves with numerous objects, tables, and consoles filled the room. Despite the apparent clutter, an impressive order was evident, with everything arranged aesthetically, never disrupting the harmony. The windows surrounding the shop allowed you to enjoy the daylight and the beauty of the valley even when inside. At the back of the shop was a door leading to a partition containing a kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom. Customers always saw this door closed. Everyone has something they desire deeply but can't have, or something they once had but lost. Sometimes, people possess things they desperately want to get rid of. These were the reasons some people in that country came to the Magic Shop. In this shop, customers didn't have to limit their wishes. They could ask for and receive anything they could imagine, as long as they paid the price. Like everywhere else, there was a cost for what you wanted to get from this shop. The price was determined through negotiations with the shop owner, which often surprised many customers. The old man never turned away a single customer. Everyone who came, making a long journey to the shop, left with the best thing they could get, though it was often different from what they initially desired. Every morning, the old man would wake at dawn, make himself a large cup of coffee, and sip it with pride, surrounded by the shop full of things anyone could ever want. After a delightful breakfast, he would open the curtains wide, sit in his rocking chair, and start reading, aided by the daylight flooding in. Being a seller in the Magic Shop required wisdom. Sometimes, the old man would look up from his book, glance at the window overlooking the path, and on that particular morning, he saw the snow had heavily covered the path. He felt sad, thinking no one would come in such weather. The shop usually hosted a customer almost every day, though there were a few days a year when no one visited, and he feared that day might be one of those. Just then, he saw a shadow in the distance. Squinting against the dazzling white snow, he realized it was a person approaching. He felt joy and went to add a log to the stove, then settled into his rocking chair to wait for his customer. The person was likely very cold and tired from traveling on such a cold winter day. He watched the figure until it reached the door, listening for the sound of footsteps on the 3 wooden steps leading to the veranda and the accompanying creak he loved. As usual, he didn't open the door until the customer knocked, allowing them to have a moment to think at the door. Finally, the knock came. He opened the door to find a man trying to remove his scarf with cold, reddened hands. "Good morning, may I come in?" the customer asked. After inviting him in and offering him a coffee to warm up, the man looked around silently, thinking the old shopkeeper would be easy to persuade. He wondered if he would get what he desired from the Magic Shop. After a moment of silence, the customer realized he needed to start the conversation. Gathering courage, he spoke. "I came from far away after hearing about your reputation. They told me that only in your shop could I find what I seek. I'm ready to give you anything in return. Can you tell me what it is you want?" the old man asked. "Look, I am 55 years old. I have crossed the halfway mark of my life, and I feel like I am nearing the end. I can't stand this reality. I want my past life back. Is it possible?" "Of course, it's possible. As you know, everything is available in my shop. But to understand exactly what you want, can you tell me a bit about the life you wish to reclaim?" The old man's question caused the customer to turn inward, struggling to accept the scenes from his life flashing before him. The images, filled with chaos and anxiety, merged and passed, leaving behind only a deep sadness. With sorrow reflected on his face, the customer said, "In my past life, I made many mistakes. I regret them. I made wrong decisions, suffered losses, and wasted time foolishly. One day, I realized life was passing me by, and I panicked, seeking a remedy. I talked to my friends. Some tried to comfort and distract me, others tried to help, but nothing worked. I felt very unhappy. Then, one day, someone told me about you in the magic shop. As soon as I heard, it was like a light ignited within me. With great hope, I came here immediately. I feel so helpless. Please give me back my 55 years. So, you want to relive the life you regret? Of course not. I mean, I just want the years I lost back. If I had another chance, I wouldn't repeat the same mistakes. You must really want this. Yes, enough to give up everything I have. All right, in exchange for the 55 years I'll give you. What can you offer me? Anything you want. You seem ready to give up everything for this. Indeed, I am. I can give up everything I have right now, as long as you give me back my lost years. The old man stroked his beard, letting the rocking motion of his chair aid his thinking. He was certain his customer was eagerly waiting for the deal to conclude. People who came to the magic shop usually hurried to get what they wanted and leave quickly. So, the old man often found himself alone in his initial thoughts during negotiations. Knowing that this moment of silence only served his purpose, he leaned forward and looked into the man's eyes, speaking slowly. Sir, although you're ready to give me everything you have for the 55 years, I'll only ask for one thing. What is it? Your memory. I'm sorry, what? I said your memory. I want your memory containing the 55 years of your life. Oh, I see. Interesting price. I accept. All right, take my memory. Are you sure? Why wouldn't I be? I'll gain 55 years. You'll leave your memory, with all its contents, here in this shop. You won't remember a single moment of the 55 years, not even why you came here. Even better, I'll start anew. I don't want to remember the past anyway. In that case, I'm afraid you'll come back here in 55 years. Of course, someone else will assist you then.
No.
Rest assured, I'll leave my memory here, take my 55 years, and never return. And I promise, I won't repeat any of the mistakes I've made so far. Better not make promises, because soon, you'll leave everything behind, including those promises. The old man's final words caused the customer to pause. It took him a few seconds to grasp their meaning. So, when I leave here, I won't remember anything? Not even our conversation? Nothing at all? Not why I came here, or who you are, even? Unfortunately, yes. The old man sensed they had reached the end of the negotiation. The enlightenment he saw on his customer's face was one of his favorite moments in these scenes. He remained silent for a while, wanting his customer to say the final words. This time, he knew the silence was working for the customer. The bright eyes of the customer in the middle of his enlightened face seemed like a harbinger of a vocal burst from the silence. Indeed, the customer did not disappoint. I think I understand now. If the price for 55 years is this, I give up. I can't give up my memory. It's like a woman buying a hair accessory in exchange for her hair. You're an interesting person. They told me I'd leave the magic shop with something different from what I came for, but I didn't believe them. I came to get my past life, but I'm leaving with my future life. Thank you. You're welcome. It was a good negotiation. Goodbye. Lesson. The story teaches us that our memories and experiences, both good and bad, are invaluable. They shape who we are and guide us forward. Seeking to erase the past to avoid pain also means losing all the valuable lessons learned. Embrace your past, learn from it, and use it to build a better future. The true magic lies not in altering time, but in making the most of the time we have left.